Right now, 99% of Americans are getting crushed by stress, toxic people, and their own weak mindset. Meanwhile, the top 1%, the CEOs, the athletes, the real players, they're running ancient code that makes them bulletproof. That code, it's 2,000 years old, battle-tested by Roman emperors, and you're about to load it into your arsenal. In the next 10 minutes, let's get it. Here's the deal. Most Americans stay broke and disrespected because they don't understand the game. Corporate America doesn't reward the hardest worker. It rewards the person who controls the room. The dating market doesn't reward the nicest guy. It rewards scarcity and power. The Stoics? They built empires by mastering 3 weapons most people don't even know exist. Marcus Aurelius ran Rome for 20 years. Seneca became one of the richest men in the empire. Epictetus went from slave to coaching senators. They didn't do it by working harder. They did it by thinking differently. This is costing you tens of thousands in salary, respect, and freedom. Time to load your arsenal. Weapon number 1, the silence weapon. This weapon makes you the most powerful person in any room without saying a word. While everyone else is scrambling, explaining, defending, you control the entire dynamic through strategic silence. This gets you respect, gets you promotions, and makes people second-guess themselves while you stay ice cold. Marcus Aurelius was the CEO of Rome, the biggest empire on earth. He had senators, generals, and backstabbers testing him every single day. His move? He mastered silence. When people attacked him in the Senate, he didn't react. He didn't defend. He just watched. And that silence, it made them panic. They'd expose themselves, contradict themselves, self-destruct. All while Marcus said nothing. That's power. Epictetus taught this same tactic. The more you talk, the less power you have. Silence is your fortress. You're in the boardroom. Big quarterly review. Your co-worker, let's call him Brad, takes credit for your entire project in front of the VP. He's going on and on about his strategy and his execution. Everyone's watching you. They're waiting for you to explode, to defend yourself, to look weak. Here's the play. You do nothing. You sit back. You make eye contact with the VP. You give one slow nod. That's it. No words. Brad keeps talking, and the more he talks, the more desperate he sounds. The VP sees it. After the meeting, the VP pulls you aside. I know that was your project. Brad's overcompensating. You're getting the promotion, not him. You won without saying a word. That's the silence weapon. Brad tried to steal your work. You let him talk himself into a corner. While he was explaining and justifying, you were owning the room through presence. Tomorrow, in your 9 to 5, when someone attacks you or takes credit, stay silent for 5 seconds, make strong eye contact, then respond with one calm sentence. Watch them crumble. Listen. This next weapon, this is how Americans actually get rich. Not by working more, by defending their value. Here we go. Weapon number 2, the boundary shield. This weapon stops people from using you, underpaying you, and stealing your time. It makes you high value in every negotiation, salary, deals, relationships. When you deploy this, people respect your boundaries or they walk. Either way, you win. Seneca was one of the richest men in Rome. He worked for Nero, one of the most psychotic, demanding bosses in history. Nero would summon him at 2 a.m. Nero would demand impossible tasks. And Seneca, he set boundaries. He'd tell Nero, "I'll advise you on this, but I won't compromise my principles." Nero respected him for it. Why? Because Seneca showed he valued himself. Weak people bend, strong people set the line. Seneca wrote, "If you don't set boundaries, people will set them for you, and they'll set them low." You're negotiating salary for a new gig. They offer you $75,000. You know you're worth $95,000 minimum based on market value. Most Americans take the $75,000 because they're scared. They say, well, it's more than I make now. Here's the move. You pause. You look them in the eye. You say, I appreciate the offer, but based on my track record and market rates for this position, I'm looking for $95,000. If that doesn't work, I understand, but I can't move forward at $75K. Then you stop talking. This is where most people panic and start backpedaling. You don't. You hold the boundary. One of two things happens. They come up to $90,000 and respect you for negotiating, or they don't budge and you walk away from a company that doesn't value you. Either way, you win. Because if they can't pay you what you're worth, you don't want to be there anyway. When you hold that boundary, they see you as high value. When you fold, they see you as desperate. The boundary shield isn't about being difficult. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to negotiate down. Next time someone asks you to work late, do extra work, or take a low-ball offer, state your boundary once, calmly, then stop talking. Hold the line. This last weapon? This beats 99% of the competition because most Americans don't even know it exists. Let's load it. Weapon number 3, the Indifference Armor. This weapon makes you emotionally bulletproof. Toxic people can't hurt you. Drama can't drain you. Social media comparison can't touch you. You become the person who walks through chaos like it's nothing, and that makes people either respect you or avoid you. Both outcomes work in your favor. Epictetus was a slave. He had zero power, zero freedom, zero respect. His owner broke his leg just to prove a point. And Epictetus? He smiled and said, I told you it would break. That's indifference. He couldn't control what happened to him, but he controlled how it affected him. He went on to become one of the most respected philosophers in Rome, coaching senators and millionaires. His lesson: people and events have no power over you unless you give it to them. Marcus Aurelius read Epictetus every single day. Why? Because indifference is the ultimate armor. When nothing external can break you, you're unstoppable. You're scrolling Instagram. You see your ex at some beach resort with someone new. They look happy. You feel that gut punch, jealousy, anger, comparison. Your brain's telling you to respond, to post something better, to prove you're winning too. Here's the play. You do nothing. You close the app. You go back to your life. Because here's the truth. What they're doing has zero impact on your path. They're not paying your bills. They're not building your empire. They're not in your boardroom. The indifference armor means you see that post, you feel nothing, and you keep moving. Now scale this to your job. Your coworker gets promoted. You don't. Most Americans spiral. Why him? I work harder. This is unfair. You put on the indifference armor. You focus on your next move. You update your resume. You start networking. You leverage this as motivation, not destruction. 6 months later, you're at a better company making $20,000 more. Your old coworker, still stuck in the same role. When you stop letting external events control your emotions, you start winning. Drama becomes background noise. Haters become irrelevant. You're focused on one thing, your next move. This week, when something makes you angry or jealous, pause, ask yourself, does this actually affect my goals? If not, let it go and keep moving. Deploy indifference. All right, here's your arsenal. Weapon 1, the silence weapon, control through calm. Weapon 2, the boundary shield, defend your value. Weapon 3, the indifference armor, emotional bulletproofing. Deploy now. Pick one weapon. Use it tomorrow in your 9-to-5, in a negotiation, in your dating life, wherever you need power. Drop a comment. Which weapon are you deploying first? And look, If you're serious about leveling up, subscribe to Stoic Arsenal. We drop new tactical weapons every Monday, Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Most Americans will watch this and do nothing. They'll stay broke, disrespected, getting walked over. Not you. Your arsenal is loaded. The top 1% has been running this code for 2,000 years. Now you've got it too. Time to dominate. Welcome to Stoic Arsenal. Let's secure this bag.